Hello and welcome back to Humans in Society. This video focuses on the topic Stages of Human Development, specifically Sigmund Freud's psychosexual theory under the subject Personal Development. Before we begin, this is a disclaimer that the concepts discussed here are for educational purposes only and not to be used to diagnose yourself or other people. Seek professional help if you have actual concerns. Human development is a lifelong process. People change as they grow. It can be physical, mental, emotional, behavioral, social, or spiritual. In 1915, in a new edition of the book, Three Essays on the Theory of Sexuality, Sigmund Freud added a section outlining his theory of psychosocial development. At that time, it became popular because it was both interesting and controversial. Freud stated that the stimulation of pleasure areas called erogenous zones found on different parts of the body is essential during early childhood development in order for people to connect with the world and develop a healthy personality. Satisfaction must be achieved in the correct amount because dissatisfaction or overstimulation will result in a fixation or the attachment to a particular object or activity. There are 5 stages of psychosexual development. The first stage is called the oral stage, which occurs throughout the first year of life. In this stage, a child derives pleasure from the mouth through eating, sucking, chewing, and biting. Fixation on the oral stage may happen when the child is fed too much or not enough. This may lead to problems like smoking, drinking, biting on nails or pens, excessive cursing, gossiping, talking too much, and overeating. The anal stage is the second stage of psychosexual development, and it occurs between the 2nd and 4th year of life. This is the toddler age, when a child is toilet trained. The pleasure comes from the release of tension through the anus and the successful control over the elimination of feces, or retention of the same to avoid accidents on the way to the toilet. There are 2 possible fixation outcomes in this stage of development. An anal retentive person may do things like excessive cleaning, extreme attention to details, being secretive, holding grudges, hoarding, being a perfectionist, or being obsessive-compulsive. Meanwhile, an anal expulsive person is usually messy or disorganized, prone to oversharing, and being generous to a fault, giving away even his personal possessions. Before we continue, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications. Comment below for topics you would like to be discussed in future videos. The phallic stage is the 3rd developmental stage, occurring from the 4th to 6th year of life, just as the child enters preschool. The pleasure focus during this stage is through the genitals. The child recognizes the physical differences between a boy and a girl, as well as the social constructs and expectations that go with being a certain sex. Fixations may arise due to the child developing a greater emotional attachment with a parent of the opposite sex. Oedipus complex is the attachment of a boy to his mother, while Electra complex is the attachment of a girl to her father. The 4th stage is called latency stage and occurs from the 7th to 11th year. During this time, sexual urges are inhibited. The child is focused on developing academic and social skills, physical abilities, and talents. This is also the time to resolve fixations or conflicts from previous stages before they become permanent. If conflicts are resolved successfully, the child develops closeness with both parents and healthy social ties. The 5th stage occurs from the 12th year onwards and is called the genital stage. Sexual interest is awakened during this period as the adolescent goes through puberty. This is the stage where they form their sexual identity and decide on their gender orientation. Freud proposes that man's behavior is governed by our drives, directing us towards choices that promise to satisfy our basic needs and ensure our survival. Because our needs change over time, we must learn to control our drives to change accordingly and become better people because of it. We close with a quote from Sigmund Freud himself. The only person with whom you have to compare yourself is you from the past. The ideas discussed in this video are based on the content standards of the Department of Education. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next lesson.